guys, it's Ryan the Bugman, and I'm coming to you from BugMan headquarters here in the studio. Look, man, we're doing something a little different today. I gotta go mobile because there's just not an ability to keep everything right here contained. So what we're doing today is we're talking about camouflage and mimicry when it comes to insects. You know what? If you don't know who I am, my name is Ryan Bridge. People call me the Bugman. I go to schools and churches and libraries and birthday parties and all kinds of cool places. And what I do, I teach people about bugs and insects. That's what I do. So today, we're going to have a ton of cool bug fun. We're all about camouflage and mimicry. It's cool defenses, but I don't think people really understand how serious insects get when it comes to surviving one more day, because everything about insects is about surviving one more day. All right, I'm going to take you on a tour. I got a bunch of stuff laid out. Instead of going into drawers and sitting here at my table, I'm going to take you down to the studio floor. We're going to go in here and we're going to check out a ton of cool bug fun. All right, let me get this turned around for you. Outstanding. Let's start off real quick. We got some neat stuff going on here. And yeah, I got a lot of bugs laid out, and I'm probably going to run out of time. But let's start with camouflage. Got a neat collage of insects here, but I'm going to go through these real quick. Look, if you're looking for something that's a little more localized, Florida and down into Missouri, you guys have some cool stuff. You've got the goatweed and the leaf-wing butterflies, and obviously they're given those names because they resemble a leaf pattern, and on the bottoms, on the undersides, it kind of gets the job done. You know, that's cool. So that's camouflage. Look, insects have got to find some really cool, unique ways to survive, because not all these things can bite, sting, and hurt. They don't have those kind of defensive. I'm gonna back this thing up and zoom in a little bit. There we go, much better. And check it out, that's the Florida leaf wing. Bright orange atop. And very leafy on the bottom. Very cool stuff. A Florida leaf wing. And what these butterflies and what these insects do, they hide. And when they sit still, they're going to camouflage in. They're going to blend in. And that's going to keep them hidden from predators. And that helps them to survive one more day. Let's look at the Kalima real quick. This is a great butterfly. These guys come out of Malaysia, and Jim Vitale even found one that was out of supposedly India, but I got it in Malaysia, so no big deal. But this is a Kalima. And look, these are known. These are really popular. They're known as a dead leaf butterfly. And here's what the undersides look like. How absolutely amazing are these butterflies? Just phenomenal. It's just crazy the amount of camouflage that goes into these things. Nature does such a good job of keeping insects alive. And when you close your wings and you look like a dead leaf, nobody's going to see you, and that's going to keep you alive. Dead leaf butterflies coming out of Malaysia. There's the top. You notice the top is generally bright and colorful, lots of shine, lots of glimmer. They use that for attracting mates. But when they're sitting still, sleeping, resting, feeding, they close the wings, and now they look like dead leaves. How awesome are these things? Let's move over here to another one. These are pretty cool, man. These are outstanding butterflies. These are an Anea. And look at this. I want you to take note of the wing edges. Look how broken, look how, instead of being smooth and, nice and rounded, look how broken, look how straight lined those are. When you see butterflies like that, they're often called angle wings because of that. But in this case, it breaks up their image. It's not smooth and rounded. It's, it's hard edges, sharp, tight corners. That is not natural. And because of that, what it does is it hides the image. And then when he closes his wings, look at this amazing Anea butterfly. Just phenomenal. The modeling, the colors. Awesome camouflage. Awesome camouflage. And these, Look at these moths. These are phenomenal. Coming out of Brazil. And these are actually Saturnid moths. How neat is that? So these are Saturnids. They're in probably with, I guess the closest you can get them is into they win with the regal moths and imperials. But they're in with those Saturnid moths. And look at the clear patches. Those are clear. They look like decomposing leaves. And that's going to keep these moths completely hidden. When the wings are folded down, they just look like a decomposing leaf. They're phenomenal. And now the best of the best. This is one of the coolest. Look at this leaf insect. It's a walking stick coming out of Malaysia. Now I reared this one from a tiny little baby. But look, I'm going to zoom in on this. You can only see parts of it. But look how amazing the camouflage is on these insects. Even their wings, I mean, they can't fly, but they still have a wing case and an informal wing, which is kind of neat. But just a phenomenal example of how good nature is with camouflage. Now let's take it to the extreme. Let's talk about the morpho butterflies. Everybody likes morpho butterflies. Everybody likes the blues and the purples and iridescent greens. Now look, I understand. People are looking at this one right now and are going, oh my goodness, that thing is beat. It looks like a truck ran over it. You know what? This particular morpho has a lot of really good sentimental value to me. It's a Morphodidius. It came out of Peru. I want to say it was 86 or 87. So this is a pretty old butterfly. And it's beaten, it's bedraggled, and I love every minute of it. You know why? Because it comes with a really cool story. I actually crossed a waist-deep creek in the Amazon rainforest to get to this butterfly that was on the other side. He was sitting on a sandbar, and I saw him from about 30 feet away, and I crossed that creek, and it ended up getting real deep. I didn't know it was going to do that. I even dropped my camera into the water, my Minolta camera. Fell all the way to the bottom of the creek, and I had to sort of dunk myself in there to scoop it back up again. All to get a butterfly, man, because you know what? When you're in Peru, you may never get another chance to go catch one of these. So you do it. You see it, you go get it. Phenomenal coloration. Blues, purples, iridescent greens. Here's a couple other morphos, the banded morphos. There's your solid blue morpho and then your banded morphos, which are awesome. Now, I want to show you a couple neat things going on here. The colors make a lot of difference, all right? The colors are to attract the mates. So there's where we get into, you know, you look at these, you go, they're not camouflaged at all. Guess what, man? They're totally camouflaged because when they land and they rest and they sit on the ground, they close those wings. And when they do, watch what happens to this beat up morpho butterfly. Look at that. Look what the underside is. Nothing but mottled browns, and guess what, man? Eye spots. Not just a couple, a whole bunch of them. And you know why? That is going to confuse predators. Because you know what predators do, man? Predators aim for the eyes. They look for the head. They grab their prey by the head. It's a quick kill, and it's a lot easier to swallow by the head. So when they go after these things, they're going to aim for the eyes. And notice the eyes are way out here on the outside edge of the wings, which is going to draw the fire from the predators instead of being up here at what is barely left of the body of this butterfly. Right there, that little thing right there, that's the head. That's the important part. And it's a morpho butterfly. And on the bottom, they're mottled and camouflaged because when they close their wings, this is what the predators are going to see. Something very simple. Watch, I'll do the same thing with this one. This one even gets a little more dramatic. Very, very cool stuff. Look at that one. Look at the eye spots. Look at the mottled coloring. Look how it breaks up the image of the butterfly. So when that thing lands, it's going to be very difficult for predators to pick it out. And if they do, guess what, man? They're going to aim for the eyes. Now, I want to show you something that also works kind of cool. And this is one I kept on purpose just for this reason, because it was a great example of what happens when a bird actually does take a shot at one of these morphos. Think about it. Birds are aiming for the eyes. Look at that real nice, even bird bite out of those hind wings, where that bird aimed for the eyes on those hind wings. Instead of going for the head, man, it aimed for the hind wings. That is exactly what those wings are designed to do. That's why they have the eye spots, and it's why they sit and camouflage the way they do. A perfect example of camouflage at work. All right, let's go to another extreme. Let's talk about lack of color. You might remember these from the other day. I talked about the glass wing butterflies. When you take all the scales off the wings, now you have clear wings. And if you're clear wings, nobody can see you. And guess what? If you can't see you, they can't eat you. And these are two beautiful glass wing butterflies. Look at the cool coloration. Guess what that color's for? Well, it's going to do two things. One, it kind of looks like the head of an animal, most likely a lizard. And at the same time, it's going to identify itself to the other butterflies that are out there so they can find mates. And it's also got red coloring, which is going to fool predators into thinking that it's poisonous or toxic or somehow bad, or, you know, maybe a bad lizard or a snake out there trying to eat somebody. That keeps them alive one more day. Pretty cool stuff. Here we're talking about the Chrysinas again. I love these beetles. It's hard not to love beetles like this. That metallic reflection, really, really scientific stuff, really high-tech stuff going on there for nature. But this reflection is going to enable it to reflect its environment. So if it's in bushes and on trees, it's going to reflect the environment around it. And guess what? It's going to confuse, it's going to hide, and it stays alive another day. It's kind of like having your body covered in mirrors so that nobody can see you. They only see the environment all around you. Very, very cool stuff. Here's another good one, man. The world's largest walking stick coming out of, I gotta zoom out on this when he's too big. It's the world's largest walking stick coming out of Malaysia. No doubt. Look, that's my hand. You're talking about a 12-inch walking stick, guys. Size counts. When you're this big, anything smaller than you is not going to eat you, and you get to live another day. Camouflage in all levels. Size, camouflage. You look like a twig. In this case, you look like a branch. It's not a walking stick, it's a walking branch. How cool is that? And wings. Wings on a walking stick. How awesome is that? These things come out of Malaysia. They're also in Papua New Guinea. Just outstanding. Huge walking sticks, big spines, anything to hook itself in and make it look mean and dangerous. Here's a great example of camouflage in what is a Goliath birdwing. This is like the top 3 of the largest butterflies in the world. It's not the largest, but it's one of them. Look, there's my hand. It's as big as my hand. Very cool. This is a female Goliath birdwing. Brown and mottled and camouflage. And watch, I'm going to show you the male. Want to see what the boy looks like? Bam, there's the boy. He's a little beaten up. I salvaged this one from an auction. The eBay vultures didn't get this one. But that's what the male looks like. And that's what the female looks like. Now, why in the world is there such a difference? Well, first of all, let's look at this. The colors are obvious, just like with morpho butterflies. Blues, purples, iridescent greens are out there to attract girls. So he has these colors because he wants to, guess what? He wants to get her attention. And that's going to work great. Now, she has these colors because, well, guess what? She carries the egg load. She's got about 400 eggs in there. And if a bird or an animal comes along and eats her, all 400 babies are going down with her. So nature gives her all this cool protection and all this cool camouflage and keeps her alive one more day. He, on the other hand, he's going to go out there and get eaten by the birds. No doubt. There's a lot more going on with him. I'll have to save it for another program. But no doubt, male, female, guess what, guys? Nature likes girls better. That's just the way it is. Nature's going to give the girls all the chance they can to survive. So you get it, man. Camouflage. Camouflage on all different levels. Nature is cool like that. And it's doing everything it can to keep them alive. Cool deal. Right on schedule. Halfway through. Halfway done. You guys are doing good. Thanks for being here. Let's talk about mimicry. Mimicry. Now, I can go into a lot of different examples, and I'm going to hit a few of them. But mimicry is just awesome. Here's probably one of the most common, most popular versions of mimicry around. And this is going to get skewed a little bit, so hang on and stay with me on this. Obviously, we have the monarch butterfly. Everybody loves the monarch butterfly. It's kind of like the icon of butterflies, much the same as ladybugs tend to be the icon of most insects. Everybody loves ladybugs. Well, guess what? Everybody loves monarch butterflies too. And they are pretty awesome, man. They fly to Mexico and sit down there all winter long and then work their way back north again. Awesome. But they also feed on milkweed. As a caterpillar, they're going to feed on milkweed. They're toxic. They have the orange and the brown, that brownish orangish bright colors. Typically here in the Western Hemisphere, orange, red, yellow, those combinations are always telling predators that they're probably toxic or dangerous in some way. So lots of butterflies and insects, lots of nature has those colors to identify itself instead of, they don't want to die trying to teach somebody a lesson. If a bird eats a monarch butterfly, it's probably going to get really sick because the butterflies are loaded with that milkweed toxin. And then in steps the viceroy butterfly. It looks amazingly similar, doesn't it? The theory all along has been, at least most of my life, is that the viceroy butterfly mimics the monarch butterfly because that way birds will not eat the viceroy butterfly. Well, guess what? Somebody decided to test that, and just within the last couple years, they've realized that viceroy butterflies taste horrible. They are gross and disgusting. Even though they feed on willow, I always assumed you could eat them and just not get headaches for a while. But guess what? They taste disgusting. So here we have two butterflies who taste horrible, and one can essentially, theoretically make all the birds sick. This one probably isn't going to make birds sick, but it's going to taste so bad that the birds aren't going to eat him. So really, are viceroys mimicking the monarch, or are they just taking advantage of that orangish color to identify themselves as something that's going to be distasteful to birds? You got to make the call on that. All right, let's pull away for an extreme real quick. Ready? There's a white monarch. There are white monarchs that pop up every now and then. Hawaii has a whole population of them, although they're kind of rare now. But white monarchs exist. No oranges. And guess what? The reason they exist over in Hawaii, the reason they're native to Hawaii, is because most of the stuff in Hawaii also comes from Japan and Asia. It found its way over to those islands. And guess what? Most of the toxic, poisonous colors in Asia, in Japan, are black and white, not orange. So how is that for nature doing its job? Got two of the same kind of butterfly. One is advertising in black and white poison colors. The other one is advertising in the orange Eastern Hemisphere colors. Very, very cool stuff. Let's go local again. Let's talk about right here in Pennsylvania, right here in the United States. Check it out, man. We've got a pipevine swallowtail. This is a toxic butterfly. It would make birds sick. It feeds on Dutchman's pipe. And notice the important thing. See that blue shimmer coming off of those hind wings? That's the important. That is the call sign to this butterfly. That's the trademark to this butterfly. That identifies this butterfly to those birds as being poisonous or toxic, if you will. I hate to use poisonous. That's just a roundabout bad word. But it's toxic and distasteful. So guess what happens? Everybody wants to be just like him. And the black swallowtail mimics him. Look, blue hind wings. Spicebush swallowtail, blue hind wings. Red spotted purple, bam, blue hind wings. Everybody wants to be like the toxic pipevine swallowtail. And these butterflies are completely edible to all the birds and animals out there. Nothing distasteful at all about them. They're just cool bugs. Let's take it to an extreme. Check it out. We've got the tiger swallowtail. Guess why it's called tiger swallowtail? Yeah, you see. Okay? Yellow and black stripes. Tiger swallowtail. That's the female tiger swallowtail. Notice it still throws down these blue edges on the hind wings. But nature goes one step further. You know why? Because nature is cool like that. Here is the dark phase female tiger swallowtail. Guess who she's trying to look like? Yup. Just like the pipevine. So even a yellow and black striped butterfly can throw out a dark phase female. She's kind of a beat up one too. Sorry about that. A dark phased female in order to take advantage of mimicry. We're talking about mimicry, highest levels here, cool stuff. Let's go to another version of mimicry. Look, if you come from an area of the world where cobras and big snakes are a big problem, how cool is it that you can have wingtips that look like snake heads? This is the Atlas moth. And it throws down these cool wingtips, bright red color, because, you know, reds, oranges sort of thing. Because red snakes are usually going to be bad. I know for a fact there's red spitting cobras that are really, really bad. They're angry little snakes. So if you can look like snakes, that will keep the predators from messing with you. Next, fake eyeballs. Owl butterflies, man, these are the caligos. And each species, that's a memnon, and I don't even know what that one is, I forget. But anyway, it's still a cool looking owl butterfly. Just an outrageous example of mimicry. And granted, they look like owls, but guess what? They close the wings. So this is all you get to see. You're only going to see the top part of that butterfly. Like that. You're not going to see both of those eyeballs. So now this can look like maybe that's the head of a snake or a lizard. And that's going to chase away the predators. And check it out. It even looks like part of a profile of a lizard or a snake's head right there. How cool is that? Nature is so awesome. Let's look at the gaudy sphinx. We're back in the U.S. again, down in Florida. I want you to do something neat. I want you to stare into those eyes. I want you to realize how absolutely awesome that is. Nature is that good. It looks like two big old eyeballs staring right back at you. That's the gaudy sphinx. Green on the upper, eyeballs on the lower. That is a cool example of mimicry and faking out predators. Fake eyeballs are a great way to do it. All right, we're running out of time, but I got to move on. Look, I want to show you something. This is an entire box of nothing but cool mimicry. And I don't have near enough time in the day to hit every one of these, so I'm going to hit some highlights. First thing I want to show you, this is how extreme nature can get. Watch this. Look, and I'm going to warn you right now, there are names for these styles of mimicry. I'm not even going to go into that because I think they got revised a few years ago, and I don't even know for sure if these are all legit. So I'm not even going to tell you what the names of those particular mimicry styles are called. We're just going to leave it as way cool stuff. So check this out. Here we have the moth and we have the butterfly. Both of these guys are coming out of this. They were collected in the same spot in Papua New Guinea. And check this out. There's a butterfly, flies during the day. Here's a moth, flies during the day. And the moth is the toxic one. This butterfly is mimicking the toxic moth. How awesome is that? Nature's that good. Let's check this out. Here's a Parides. That one has a split wing. No good. Here's a Parides. It's a swallowtail butterfly coming out of Peru. Oh, sorry, Ecuador. Both of these. Ecuador, right there. Nancy Morelli can get all into that. Okay, it's a Parides. It's a swallowtail. It doesn't have tails, but that's okay. That's what the Parides family does. And this up here is not a swallowtail. It's not even related. It's a completely unrelated butterfly family. It's almost like our cabbage butterflies here. It's sort of like one of those in that same kind of family. I believe it's in the peerage. But check it out. It mimics it. Now, both of these are also toxic. It's important I point that out. Okay? They're both toxic. And they use that same pattern, and the animals recognize it, and the predators leave them alone. Here's another swallowtail. Euretides are awesome. It's another swallowtail butterfly. No tails because this family doesn't have them. And then up here is the Helicona. That's the Helicona Sarah. And this is a great butterfly. It's one of the most popular heliconids around other than the zebra longwing. And check it out. Here's a swallowtail butterfly that mimics the Sarah heliconid. Because guess what? That butterfly is toxic. Same thing we got going on here. Two completely different, unrelated families. Here's another heliconid. This is Irado, and it's the toxic one. And we've got another nymphalid. It's a brush-footed butterfly, and it mimics. The adelphas are very cool. And it mimics the Irada. Very, very neat. One last one in this box, and I'm going to move out. Here we have another swallowtail. This is related to the swallow. I'm sorry, no. This is a Danaid. Sorry, it's a Lycoria. It's a Danaid. So this is related to the monarch. How cool is that? It's related to the monarch. But look, over here we have a day-flying moth. And over here, oh my gosh, we have one that's related more to the ithamids. It's not even remotely related in any way, shape, or form. They're all totally unrelated, but guess what? They're all collected in Brazil at the same exact spot, and they all try to be the Danaid. They all try to be like the monarch butterfly, because monarchs feed on that milkweed. All the rest of these, same idea. You've got butterflies and moths and other stuff in here, all trying to mimic the poisonous guys. And a lot of these are completely unrelated families that are trying to look like the bad guy. Those dysmorphias are very cool. Neat little butterflies. And totally safe and fun. And then all of a sudden, they want to look just like the poisonous ithamid and the poisonous heliconid. Very, very cool stuff. And dude, I've got boxes and boxes and drawers of mimicry all over the place, because nature uses mimicry and camouflage in order to survive one more day. And these aren't glass wings. Those are ithamids, but again, they have no color in the wings, because you know what? If you can't see it, you can't eat it. Very, very cool stuff. So you get it, man. Camouflage and mimicry is the way to go in the insect world. If you're going to survive one more day, you better have a plan, because nature is out to get you. The predators are going to come and eat you, and you need to find a way to survive one more day. Ha. All right, guys. So you get it. So you get it. It's all about surviving one more day. That's what insects do. That's what they're all about. Guys, if you like what you see here, you got to hit up my webpage, RyanTheBugMan.com. RyanTheBugMan.com. I'm going to be here every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific. Find me on YouTube. Find me on Instagram. Hit me up. Subscribe, man. Let me know you're there. Let me know you like what you see, because this is fun. Always a ton of cool bug fun. Guys, I want to thank you for being here. Look, again, angry, angry world. Let's be well. Let's be safe. Let's be kind. Okay? But be here. Wednesday, 1 p.m. I'll see you guys. Have a great day.